Welcome back everyone. So we're going to go over the Gyeon Q2 Pure Evo application here in a second. I will mention the quick tip. If you have your coating towels, if you're not going to get like the auto fiber towels that have the numbers already printed on the towel, take a Sharpie, mark your towel, put the numbers on there. It takes it doesn't take very long to do so. I do that on all my towels so that I know which side I've already used, and I have two different colors for coating towels. So I'm using the blue for my initial wipe, and then second for my final wipe is the yellow one here. So I do recommend that. Now before I get to Evo here, Pure Evo, I will mention I did cheat because I wanted to try out this product and kind of get a feel for it before I really put my thoughts on this application video. But I've already applied it on the hood here, so it's got one solid layer everywhere. Played around with flash time just so I can give you an idea of what my type of flash time is. Coated the roof. And then the rest of the car, what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat it with can coat on top of that. But I'm going to leave this door here, this passenger side rear door, just pure Evo on here. And then the rest of it will kind of go around with the pure top with can coat. Just because I always wanted to see that combination. People always said pure top with can coat looks really awesome. And it gives you that real high candy gloss look. Compared to some of the other coatings on here, compared to putting can coat on top of Moe's. So yeah, I'm going to leave this door just pure by itself, and then we'll top this one with can coat. Now the reason I'm doing this one is because if my brother goes on the driver's side, so if he's going to look at the driver's side, and if there is a distinct difference between the pure topped and untopped, he's not going to see this door as often as the other side, so he's not going to notice it if I just do one side here without it. So I'm going to demo it here on this fender here because I am going to top the roof here with can coat, and I don't want to lean over the edges and interact with the coating there. So we're going to just focus on this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prop this hood here because I don't want to get any other things on here. And you guys can check out the 2.4 liter turbo in this thing. So the only thing is that this thing doesn't have the struts on here, so I have to use the prop rod, but there we go. Okay, so now let's get to the discussion of Gyeon Pure Evo. Now, again, these are reformulated coatings from Gyeon. You are going to get the, depending on which kit you buy, it comes in 30, 50, or 100 ml bottles. This is a 50 ml bottle. This is the light kit version. And so the light kit does not include a bottle of Cure. The full kit includes a bottle of Cure. Now they have those two offerings because you don't always need a bottle of Cure when you order your coating kit. Now if you're doing a coating kit as a DIY for the first time and you don't have any maintenance product for your coating, just get the full kit. If you're just doing a customer's vehicle and you have a bottle of Cure already, just get the light version of the kit because Cure goes a long way. And I forget what size bottle of Cure is in there. 100 ml maybe, I think, is what's in there. So I took some notes here. So I kind of already mentioned the two kits, the amount you get. And we'll go over the technology in here. So this is a up to 36-month coating, which is essentially 3 years. Again, it's all based on environment it's exposed to, how it's maintained, that type of thing. It can actually exceed that, or you can actually get less than that. So you're gonna have to kind of just make sure how to maintain your coating properly. So like the first version of Pure, this has the highest possible percentage of silica in the bottle before it starts to crystallize. Now that's Gyeon's technology. I can't speak to other coatings, so just kind of keep that in mind, that this has the highest possible amount of silica in their coating lineup. And what that means is you're going to get that candy gloss appearance in the coating. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to use Pure on silver, is because I really want that color to really pop and give me that real wow factor, especially when my brother looks at it. He's like, oh, this looks really nice. So candy gloss, it does go on thick as a coating. I'll show you that in a second here. Let's see, what else am I looking at here? So it says it's extreme chemical and water spot resistance. So when I spoke to Nathan, he did say that water spot resistance is one of the big elements that went into this coating, is to resist water spotting. So kind of just know that. But again, coatings are susceptible to water spots, even graphene coatings. They were not the solution for that. When it comes to application, the application is a lot different from the first version. So I never tried the first version of Pure. So it had this application where you'd put a dot on the applicator, and then you do like this counterclockwise thing or counterclockwise circle thing. It was kind of a funky application, and I didn't want to work that hard for a coating. So I never really tried the first one. So this is actually the first time I'm using Pure. And again, it says wipe off is smooth and safe. I have to agree with that. It does wipe off relatively well. And when it comes to the flash time, the booklet here has all the directions on how to use the coating. So read the booklet when you get the coating. I read the booklet, so I kind of know what you have to do. So follow the steps on how to prep for a coating. Like I said, I polished the car with the Dr. Beasley's NSP surface primer, so I don't need to do a panel wipe or any type of degreasing of the paint. If you're using a regular polish, perfect finish, something like that, yes, you're going to want to panel wipe and do that. You have the option to use Gyeon Q2 primer, which will work just fine with any other coatings. You can use that as well. Let that set up for 24 hours. You don't need a panel wipe. If you have to coat right away, they do recommend a panel wipe after you go around the vehicle polishing of that. Okay. Maintenance guide is in here. Follow the maintenance guide to maintain your coating. It tells you how to maintain it, what to use once a month. So again, flash times are in the booklet, up to 10 minutes. When I spoke to Nathan, he says you have up to 20 minutes of wipe off for flash time. And so it's going to be dependent on temperature and humidity. For me, I'm seeing like 8.5 minutes before it starts to get tacky and it's ready to be wiped off. So that's kind of a nice thing about this, is a long flash time. I could apply it to multiple panels in that time frame and then come back and level it out and have no problems there. Which means a quicker time to finish coating your vehicle. Now again, one layer coating. If you want to do a second layer, you got wait time is about an hour. Just gonna keep that in mind. But you don't need to put multiple layers of coatings anymore. One layer will just get you everything you need. Second layer is going to add slightly more durability on there. Let's see. Now, the technology that went into these is they were developed with fluorine modified polysiloxanes. That does not mean that they're fluorine based coatings. That's just what they used to kind of how can I put what's the word I'm looking for? To kind of complete the structure for the polysiloxane, make it stronger and that type of thing, and kind of just increase the overall performance of the coating. That's what they chose to do. Again, if you guys want to know more about that, I recommend to check out the Gyeon show. I will post a link to that, and you guys can watch that as well. Now, all their coatings are now outdoor friendly in terms of application. So what does that mean? And I spoke to Nathan about this, and basically you can apply it outside. You just don't want to apply it in direct sun. So you don't want a panel that's super hot, because then the coating is not going to do very well on there. It's going to be harder to wipe off, that type of thing. So you can work outside. Just know that pick a shade, some spot that has shade, and then you can apply the coating. And then as far as curing outside, the maintenance guide tells you to put cure on top of the coating just as a precaution. But you want to avoid any days where it's going to have a high moisture content, meaning rain, dew, that type of thing. So you want to kind of just apply this when it's going to be nice overnight, where you're not going to have a lot of moisture outside to affect the coating's performance and bonding on the paint. Now, this coating, I did talk to Nathan as well. What surfaces can this coating be used on? It can essentially be used on every single surface of a vehicle. Glass, side glass. He didn't recommend it for the front glass, but side glass, your paint, of course, plastic trim, even the wheels. I asked him, hey, is this safe enough to work on wheels? And he said yes, it's perfectly fine on wheels. And so that's what the application was when I spoke to him on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and test it on the wheels as well. So I'm gonna use basically this coating to do multiple things: paint, not trim, and wheels, and not glass because I have a glass coating on there. So I'm just shaking this up. Here's a new coating caddy. I want to thank my buddy at BB Detailing for making this one. It's a little bigger because it actually holds the puck applicator from the rag company. If you want to just kind of use that applicator, we'll go over that applicator. We'll go over coating applicators here probably shortly, just to get you an idea of it. And then here's a new thing he's using for your belt. You put on the side of your pants there on your belt, and then you can just put your coating bottle here so that you can carry this as you go around. So it's kind of neat. He's got some new things. Again, these are all trademarked products from him. Now I've actually already used the microfiber side, so I'm going to try the suede side. And so I'm just going to load it up with product that's probably a little bit more than I want to put on there, but I'm priming this applicator here. Their applicator is now a coating saver type applicator where it has the liner in there. So let me just take some of this excess material out. And this product, like I said, it goes on really thick. It's going to be kind of difficult to see. Maybe if I go from this side, let me get this stool out of the way. Maybe if I go from this side here, you can actually see it's going to be difficult. Again, the car's silver, so it's kind of difficult to go over to show you. But I will say that it does go on smoother with the suede side versus the microfiber side. And then I'll time this for the flash time. Yeah, so it goes on really, really thick, and it starts to rainbow. It gets that rainbow effect on here. Like I said, it's difficult to capture it on camera. Yeah, it's not that easy to capture on silver. The application of this and the rainbowing effect of the product. And where's my phone? Because I'll time it here. Because I was timing this last time. I said 8.5 minutes was roughly the amount of time. So I'm just going to start it, and then we'll kind of check back and see where we're at with this. So all I was doing when I was checking it to see if it was ready, I would take a swipe with a towel or my finger and kind of just see if it was too wet, if it's starting to get tacky, that type of thing. So it is going to take some time to kind of just have this set up here. 8.5 minutes is quite a bit of time. So I'll just let this go. I don't know if I should pause it and just kind of skip ahead, or just go over this real time with you here and just kind of sit here. But essentially I could actually coat multiple areas on this. For example, like I'll show one more spot here. I'll show one more spot. So I'll put a couple more drops here. Don't need too many. And then we'll do the light. Actually, what I should have done, is I'm actually going to take this towel here because I want to coat this part as well, and it's got some dust. Yeah, so these applicators are going to put down more product than the original ones, like the suede block and stuff. So just let that set up, and then we'll go from there. And then yeah, it's pretty straightforward as far as application goes with Gyeon Pure. And we'll kind of let this set up. But again, if you wiped it off too soon, it's still going to bond properly. You're not going to have any problems. But yeah, right now it's like super wet still. At where are we at? 2 minutes in. To let this sit for another 6.5 minutes, and we'll go from there. But yeah, so far that's the application. I will come back to you when it's ready to be wiped off. So I'll just kind of pause this, and it'll be real time for you when I come back. Okay, so I'm back. We're 7 minutes in and 15 seconds here, and then I'm just gonna take a quick swipe and see if we're ready to be wiped off. So it's starting to tack up a bit. So today's temperature, I'm gonna say 7.5 minutes is probably the amount of time I want to let go for flash time. Real easy to wipe off. I'll show you here in a second here. But again, I'm noticing that it's starting to get a little tacky. It's still kind of wet in here, but I notice it's starting to get a bit tacky just taking a swipe. And so then you just take your first towel, level it out. I said this coating is fairly thick, and you will notice it when you're wiping it off that it's on the thick side. I tend to fold my towels in half here as well, so I'll fold them like that, and that way I get more sides here. Now what you're going to notice is that this coating is not super slick, but if you're familiar with Seaquartz UK, that's the type of slickness you're going to notice when it comes to this coating. But it's not terrible, it's not bad, it's like in the middle. But I mean, the wipe off is super smooth, and then of course just kind of wipe off any excess. Go into the other panel here and just make sure that you wiped off every part of the coating off when you level it out, so you don't end up with high spots. And so what I'm going to do is, since my light is not working, I'm going to rely on this handheld here, which is actually a good color for this particular vehicle, and I can just go over, because I still see some slight smears, and just go over until those smears are relatively gone. Because if you don't, then that's what tends to be high spots here. And one thing I forgot to mention is that this coating is going to compete with Seaquartz UK. That's what Gyeon is aiming for with this coating, is to compete with Seaquartz UK. So if you guys are familiar with Seaquartz UK 3.0, you guys will be very familiar with this product in terms of its application, the way it feels, and its overall application, which I think is just, like I said, it's really smooth and nice. Like, it doesn't feel tacky. I think it's actually a bit slicker than Seaquartz UK. But yeah, that's it. I mean, it's really not that difficult to use this product. And again, you're going to be playing around with the flash times on this thing. If you like that longer flash time, then that's a benefit, as it's going to allow you to coat more areas on the surface here, and you can finish a lot quicker than normal. So that's the application of Pure Evo. Actually, I should wipe off the lens as well. Let me wipe off the headlight, as it's had time to set up as well. And then yeah, that's it. Like I said, the wipe off is really smooth. That's it. I think if you guys like the Seaquartz UK sensation, then this is going to be very familiar to those of you who are users of that coating. So that's it. I don't know the price yet of these coatings. They haven't announced pricing yet, so I don't know what the pricing is going to be like on here. So just kind of keep that your eye open for when it comes out. Once they're available on Detailed Image, I'll go ahead and post the link now, because I think Detailed Image is just going to swap out the picture. But you just kind of keep that in mind that they're not out yet. They're going to be out early 2022. I think January they'll be available. So if you're looking for a coating to try out, this may be something in your to consider. Like I said, I don't know the long-term durability or anything like that, so that's why I have my brother testing this out. I can at least get you information with the coating on here, a year down the road, maybe we'll check back we'll do first wash on here just to show you the initial water behavior, and then I can show you what it looks like, just can coat, top with can coat, on top with can coat, and then we'll keep an eye on the overall coating combination performance and see how the new Evo coatings hold up over the next year or so. My brother's car, maybe I'll show you a 1 year maintenance on what I would do to decon the paint, chemically decontaminate the paint, and then go ahead and apply another fresh layer of like can coat Evo. But again, simple application, no issues. Just the new applicator is really nice here. You get two sides, depending on if you like a suede or a microfiber version, or that's completely up to you. They give you enough you can do two sides, so you can do one side with one layer, I should say, one layer one side, one layer the other. Overall, application is pretty straightforward. I just want to show you that it does have a long flash time and what to expect from it, and that fender looks pretty darn good to me in this garage lighting. And like I said, once I'm done, I will show you what this entire vehicle looks like coated with Pure. I'll do a walk around with just the coating of just Pure on top of the paint here, and then I'm going to do one separate video on the application of can coat, and I will show you what the car looks like topped with can coat as well. So we're gonna have some content for you guys. Again, thanks for watching. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. The goal for me for 2021 was to get it to 1,000. I will be doing a giveaway to celebrate that 1,000. Just gonna give me some time here because I'm kind of loaded with getting this car polished and coated, and I'm gonna do my dad's with Gyeon Synchro. I did want to do my Camaro with the 22 PLE one, but yes, I'm gonna have some good stuff. I actually want to place one more order because I want to include an additional product in the giveaway, and once we get to that point, I will post up all of what you need to do. And again, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the comments. Continue to just ask you to do so. Share the videos, like them, do all that stuff. I'm never going to ask you to do that. Again, that's up to each individual. So again, that's Gyeon Q2 Pure Evo. I will show you the walk around of the car once I'm done coating the rest of the paint. It's not going to take very long because like I said, I can coat multiple panels and move around this thing pretty darn quick. And this vehicle is not that big. So again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the final walk around with Gyeon Evo Pure, at least in the garage, and then once I pull it out, it'll be a walk around with the two combination of the coatings here. All right, so again, thanks for watching. All right, so I finished coating this vehicle with Gyeon Pure, whereas I think I have it in my pocket here. So it's the Gyeon Pure Evo, which is their new coating in the Gyeon lineup. So this is not out yet. This video should be out before the coating actually is available to the mass media. User experience with this one is it's very user friendly. I use it on the wheels as well, so we're going to test it on the wheels and kind of see how it holds up there. I did only one layer of it, so this is a one layer coating with a second layer optional. Maybe if you want to put it second layer on your wheels because it gives us more heat, but I think you'd be fine with just one layer on there, and then you can top it routinely during your wash process. Application, straightforward. You can't get this one wrong. It's very user friendly, real long flash time. As I mentioned in the previous part here, yesterday I had 8.5 minutes. Today I had 7.5 minutes. So what I was able to do, I was able to coat multiple panels. So example, after I finished the fender, I worked from the door all the way back, and I mean by the door, I mean everything in the door, the pillar and everything, and went all the way back, and was able to come back and wipe it off with ease. Like I said, you have depending on your temperature, you have up to, per the directions, 10 minutes. Nathan said 20. So it's a real forgiving coating, and if you if it's still harder to wipe off, just come back with more product on the applicator and go from there. But let me look at the gloss on this, on just the hood alone with Pure. I mean, yes, it was polished with a Dr. Beasley's NSP 95, which, because it has the ceramic foundation in there, it is going to add more gloss. So we're taking Pure and amping up the gloss even further. But yeah, so the user friendliness is there. said one layer. I think the future of coating is going to be one layer. So for those of you who are looking just to not spend an entire weekend putting multiple layers of a coating, you may want to consider moving on to something like this. I haven't tried Moe's yet. We'll try Moe's Evos pretty soon. But yeah, if you're looking for that real candy gloss look, this is the coating you're going to want to go with from the Gyeon lineup. I think it looks fantastic. And then I take back my comments of it not being slick. So it doesn't have that typical quartz tacky feel. Like PNS Legend has that type of feel. UK 3.0 has that type of feel. And your typical tacky feeling from here. This doesn't have it. It's actually it's in the middle, so it's not quite sea quartz light level or sea quartz light, sea quartz SiC or crystal serum light level in terms of slickness, but it's like in the middle. But I mean, look at this. Looks good. Even in the garage, it looks fantastic, and you know, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. My brother's happy with it. He was just out here, and then now he's back in the house. So I'd use it pretty much on the paint and the wheels. I coated the taillights with this as well. I coated the headlights with it as well. The trim, Pinnacle Black Label Ceramic Trim Restore, and the glass is the new invisible glass coating. He's going to test that out for me. Tires were coated with actually 4 layers of sea quartz blackout, so I had enough to squeeze out 4 layers. And like I said, it's really hard to tell the way it looks, but I mean, the wheels and tires look great with this combination. And I mean, just look at the reflections off the paint here. So overall, I'm really happy with the overall application of Pure Evo. They made this really user friendly, and I think most of you would be really happy with the way this coating is to work with. And from a user standpoint, I would actually recommend it if you're looking for a coating that's really easy to work with. Like I said, one layer, which will save you plenty of time. Just go around the vehicle, polish it, and you can go straight to your coating, and you don't have to worry about, oh, you know, I need to put another layer within this time frame. You know, you're good to go with just one layer, and maybe you want to put 2, like I said, on the wheels, and just in case, you know, because the wheels do get a little bit hotter. But I'm only going to do 1, and yeah, overall it looks fantastic, and I would definitely recommend this coating for someone who's starting out, who maybe not be as familiar with coatings, who's just venturing into coatings. Maybe they tried another coating and they weren't happy with. You can move on to something like this, and I think you would be happy with the way it looks. It gives you that real glassy type look that coatings are sometimes known for. But yeah, I think this is a coating you would want on a light colored vehicle for it. So I can't comment on durability or anything like that just yet. We will test it out. I will get it back for at least for the first wash, and then we'll see the performance. I am going to top it with Can Coat Evo. Other than that one section on the rear door, we'll leave that just pure, and I can show you the hydrophobics of both coatings. So yeah, this car looks fantastic. I'm really happy with the way it came out. If you guys have any comments or questions on Pure Evo and the application, you know, feel free to ask and comment away. And I want to thank Nathan for sending the new Evo coatings out to me to test out. I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised at how easy it is to work with in this coating. And as far as the amount used, you can see this is a 50 ml bottle, and I maybe touched a quarter of it, so I didn't really use too much. Those applicators that are in the kit are the coating saver type applicator, so you're going to save quite a bit of product. And that applicator is actually pretty comfortable. You have 2 sides, so if you want to apply a second layer, by all means go for it. Both sides work fine, the microfiber and the suede side. So again, thanks Nathan for sending this out to me and to try out. I think it looks great. I sent him photos so that he's aware to see how good this thing looks in the garage at least. And then once I pull it out, I will take another walk around video just to give you guys an idea of how the coating combination looks like. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for all the support this year. And again, we've hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, so that's pretty awesome. So again, enough talking. Have a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve here. I'm going to go take a shower and go grab Christmas Eve dinner with my folks and my brother. And yeah, we'll catch you in the new year. Thanks for watching.